Hello, e-learning students and families, and welcome to the e-learning Academy orientation presentation. We are excited to have you here listening, excited to have you as students in the brand new e-learning Academy. This is our first year as a standalone school, so we're really excited about some of the opportunities that will be coming your way with this change. First of all, what is e-learning? So when students are asked, students with experience in e-learning are asked what e-learning is to them, these are some of the words that they use to describe e-learning. The words that are bigger than the others are the ones that are used more often. So you can see that the words that are used most often are words like self-motivated, time management. Those are recurring themes that you'll hear throughout this presentation today about skills that are needed to be a successful e-learner. Remember that you are transitioning, if you're a new student, from a very structured environment of a high school, meaning that you had classes that were on a set schedule, you had teachers who were teaching lessons at a certain time, you had assignments that were due at a certain time, and with this program, you will have some of those same things, but you also have a lot more freedom and flexibility to complete the work at your own pace and on your own schedule. And with that freedom and flexibility comes increased responsibility on the part of the student and on the part of the parent. So, the e-learning Academy, the big picture. We're excited this year to be a standalone school. It will allow us to provide our students with a more well-rounded high school experience. The four main pillars of the e-learning Academy are, of course, academics. You will, of course, take your classes with us in an online virtual environment. So we'll focus there on coursework, college and career planning, college visits, and internships. We will also focus on community service with an emphasis on giving back to the community. It's an important thing for all people, especially young people, to be engaged in their community, to be involved and aware with what's going on. And we hope to provide our students with opportunities to get involved in the community with causes that they are passionate about. We'll have more about that a little bit later in the presentation. We will also focus on student engagement through field trips, meetups, clubs, and social events. And again, we'll talk about a little bit more about that later in the presentation. And we'll also focus on parent engagement through the school leadership team, the PTSA, and the newsletter. And there will be an opportunity for parents and students at the end of the presentation to access a link to sign up for all of these things. So here you are now an e-learner. You have left the traditional face-to-face environment and you are forging out in this new innovative learning environment. And a lot of things are going to change for you in your life, and there are some things that you must focus on and take very seriously in order to be a successful e-learner. So we just like to call those the 3 T's to success. The first T to success is time management. All of your courses will come with a pacing guide, meaning that you will be able to know exactly what is due every single day when you log into your courses. And it is incredibly important that you stay on pace with those pacing guides. Students who fall behind have a 50% higher chance of ultimately failing a course than students who stay on pace. Falling behind in an online course, especially if you have 4 online courses or even 5 in a semester, can be incredibly overwhelming and very hard to recover from. So it is very important that you stay on pace, on track, and that you are completing your coursework every single day. Obviously, as a e-learner, you will be working from home or someplace else that is away from a traditional school environment. So it will be up to you to create the structure in your life that used to be created in the face-to-face school. So you'll need to schedule a time each day where you work. Make that time sacred. Consider it a job that you must show up to. Do not allow yourself to miss too many days or any days at all, actually. Make sure that you really make that time sacred. That's your sacred working time. The magic number to remember is 90 minutes per class per day. So each class will require about 90 minutes every day, Monday through Friday. So if you have 4 classes, that's 6 hours. You can do 3 hours in the morning, 3 hours in the evening. You can get all 6 hours done at once, but you need to be committed to that time frame during the day. The second T to success is take notes. It's the number one indicator for success in online courses. Students who really excel in courses take very thorough and effective notes. And you can see on the graphic on the right that the importance of taking notes is to help you remember, obviously, what it is that you're learning. If you don't write anything down, almost half of the information that you hear will be forgotten after just 20 minutes. So if you're watching a video on how to factor polynomials and you're not taking notes, the chances of you remembering all the steps and the important things you need to know when it comes time to do your practice and take your test is greatly reduced. So note taking is excellent and an excellent skill to have. Also very important for success in the online environment. We highly, highly, highly recommend that students use a traditional notebook, pen and paper to take their notes. This might seem like a low-tech thing to say in an e-learning class, but study after study indicates that students who write their notes with a piece of paper and a pen process the information more thoroughly, remember it better, and are able to apply it more effectively in the end. So taking notes is the number 2, 3 of the 3 T's to success. The third T to success is talk. Communication is crucial. As a school administrators and faculty, we don't get to see you guys every day. It's hard to be disconnected from our students like that, and the only way we can really keep in touch with you is if you are open to communicating with us. We will always be open to communicating with you. We have a 24-hour turnaround rule, meaning that when we reach out to you, it is expected that you reply to us within 24 hours. If you reach out to us, we hold ourselves to that same high standard, and the same goes for you and any communication that you have with your teachers, your online teachers, 24-hour turnaround. So the 3 T's to success: time management, take notes, and talk. So the thing that most of you are probably very curious about is how to access your coursework. We actually have 3 different platforms that we will be using to access coursework. North Carolina Virtual Public School, which we call NCVPS, is the state of North Carolina's virtual high school. It's a content provider that is run by the Department of Instruction. And you will use this platform for any AP, elective, or credit recovery classes that you're going to take. I'm going to show you just a very brief view of what your NCVPS class will look like. So your first stop will be here at the Canvas login page. You'll enter your username and your password. Obviously, then you will log in. If you have more than one class, they will appear here as multiple icons. Obviously, you will choose the class that you want to work on. And then you will begin to access the coursework. So the student view looks like this. You've got links over here on the left. You've got links, even more links over here on the far left, and you have links across the top. Your teachers will post daily announcements here. Very important that you read those daily announcements. They include to-dos, reminders, deadlines, tips about completing the day's lesson, celebrations of students who are doing really well. Just very important that you are engaging yourself in these daily announcements every single day. Every NCVPS class begins with a Getting Started unit. This is where you'll access that unit. It is very thorough, and it walks you through exactly how to access the course material, how to submit assignments, how to contact your teacher, how to check your grades, how to access the peer tutoring center if you need help when a teacher is not available. You have to complete this Getting Started unit before you are able to complete any of the other coursework. So go ahead and get that out of the way right away. As you continue through the course, I highly recommend that you use these links over here rather than these links over here. This over here is just a little bit easier to deal with. So if you click on grades, obviously your grade book will open up and you'll see any scores and feedback that you have from your teachers. The modules is where the actual coursework takes place or is accessed. And you can see that it's the entire outline of the course from beginning to end. So you see the Getting Started unit. There are also links here to each activity, each page in the course. As you scroll down, you'll notice this icon over here. This indicates that there's something that's actually due, and you can see the due date here, how much it was worth, and whether you've submitted it or whether you need to submit it or not. And there's the link to get to that assignment. And you can see this little icon means, whoops, this assignment is overdue. If you have finished it, it will actually be it'll be green, and if it's been marked as a 0, it'll be red. So as you scroll down through the entire course, you can see everywhere there's an assignment due, you see that icon. Your teacher contact information is on the main page of the course. There'll be a picture of your teacher, his or her name, email address, their published office hours, the times that they are accepting phone calls and texts from students, and then also their phone number. You also have a course calendar, which tells you exactly what is due every single day of the course. Now, since this course is a course that's already been completed, the assignments aren't loading. But when you click on calendar right here, you'll see a list on the 12th, maybe of 3 different things that you need to do. And it'll very clearly spell out to you what it is that you need to do every single day that you're in the class. So that's a quick overview of what your NCVPS class will look like. The other platform that we use is called Edgenuity, and there are actually 2 different places to access your Edgenuity classes. We have the Edgenuity SIS, which stands for Student Information System. That's where you'll access your math, science, and English classes. This is the link to the login page for the SIS system. And then you also have this internal CMS Edgenuity login, which is for all social studies and ACT prep class. Remember that psychology is included in social studies. So this is the link for that platform right there. Your usernames and passwords are unique to you, obviously. For the NCVPS usernames and passwords, you are going to need to send me an email requesting that information so that I can send it to you in a secure manner. Today during the live orientation, we had a list for students to access that information, but since we are sending it over the internet, I need you to send me an email and I can send that to you individually. For the Edgenuity SIS system for math, science, and English, your username will be the letters ELA lowercase and then your actual student ID. So if your student ID number is 123456, your username will be ELA 123456, and then your password will be your student ID number, which is 123456. For the internal CMS website for Edgenuity, Social Studies, and ACT Prep, your username will either be your student ID, so 123456 if that's your student ID number, or there might be CMS in front of your student ID. And then your password will be CMS 2016. By far the biggest issue we've had today are usernames and passwords not matching up and not working correctly. So if that happens to you, don't panic. Just send me an email. My email address will be at the end of this presentation, and you'll be able to, and I will send you the correct information and do a password reset if need be. So we're going to go ahead and watch this Edgenuity overview video. I'm sorry, we are not going to watch the overview video. The overview video will be linked for you in the presentation. So once you go to the link to the presentation, you can come back to this slide and go ahead and watch it. It's about 8 minutes long. It gives you a really good idea of how your Edgenuity classes work. If you're new to Edgenuity, it is highly recommended that you watch the 8-minute video. It will help you tremendously as you try to navigate through your courses and understand your coursework. Okay, if you need help, if you need NCVPS academic help, the first person you should contact is your NCVPS teacher. The second is the Peer Tutoring Center, and the third is the eLearning Academy staff. The Peer Tutoring Center, you will learn how to access that when you complete the Getting Started unit. And the eLearning Academy staff, that is me and Mrs. Pickard and Mr. Lamb. And obviously, we are here to help you anytime you need help. We recommend that you contact your NCVPS teacher first because they are the person who is most in touch with the course material, and where you are specifically in the course. But if that person is unavailable, or you feel like you just need to speak with someone, a familiar voice, a familiar face, please, by all means, reach out to the eLearning Academy staff. We are 100% here to help. NCVPS technical help, that is where the eLearning Academy staff can point you in the right direction. But 9 times out of 10, it's a technical issue that is way over our heads, and we need to do a help desk ticket. So to do that, you click on help, you enter help.ncvps.org, and it takes you to a ticketing system where you can enter the exact issue that you're having, and someone from their technical support staff will get back to you very quickly. Their turnaround is excellent. So if you're having any technical support issues with NCVPS, the fastest thing to do is a help desk ticket. That includes username and password issues, any broken links in the course, if the website is down, anything like that. For Edgenuity, if you need academic help, your Edgenuity teacher, Edgenuity student support, and the eLearning Academy staff. So again, your Edgenuity teacher is the person who is most in tune with their course and their coursework, and also where you are in that course. So we recommend that that is the first person you reach out to. The second person you reach out to is the student support. The second person you reach out to is the student support staff at Edgenuity. They are available through a link right in your course that you'll see when you log in. There is a green button at the top of the screen that says Edgenuity Student Support. Click on that. It brings you to a live chat with a highly qualified teacher, and they can help you with any issues you might be having. And of course, again, the eLearning Academy staff, myself, Ms. Pickard, and Mr. Lamb are here to help no matter what. For technical help with Edgenuity, the best bet is to call their customer service number. The number is on the screen, 877-202-0338, and then you choose option 3. If the site is down, or if you're having any other technical issues with Edgenuity, that is where you need to go first. All students in CMS have a CMS issued student email. This is the email that you need to use for any sort of school-related communication with me or the eLearning Academy staff or any of your teachers, NCVPS or Edgenuity. You access it through the CMS website. Scroll down to the very bottom of the page, click on Quick Links, click on Student Portal, click on Google for Education, and then the username is your student ID at student.cms.k12.nc.us, and your password is your date of birth. So it's actually the 4-digit year, the 2-digit month, and the 2-digit day. Unfortunately, there's a typo on this screen. You should not be using the slashes in between the year and the month and the month and the day. So it should just be the 4-digit year followed by the 2-digit month followed by the 2-digit day. So for a student born on January 1st, 1999, your password would be 19990101. So what are your expectations? Log in and complete your work daily, Monday through Friday. Communicate with online teachers and eLearning Academy staff, the 24-hour rule, meaning that you are returning all communication within 24 hours and that you play an active role in the school community. Later in the presentation, there'll be a link to a sign-up sheet for community service clubs and some field trip opportunities. So the expectation is that each student choose at least one activity per semester to become involved with. Here is the link actually to the student interest survey. You cannot click on the link in this video, but if you return to the eLearning Academy webpage, you'll see a link there to the student interest survey. Okay, state and district exams. All eLearning students are required to take state and district exams. Those exams will be given at the eLearning Academy campus, which is at 800 Everett Street. it is mandatory that students report to that location for testing on the dates that they are on the dates that the exams are administered. You will get plenty of advance notice about when testing is taking place, and just remember that the testing dates are set in stone. We are not flexible. They are dates that are sent to us by the state of North Carolina, and the exams must be completed on those dates. So you'll see that coming up in October, we have the PSAT for 10th and 11th graders and the plan for 10th graders. In January, we'll have EOCs for Biology, Math 1, and English 2, and NCFEs for all other core courses. In March, all the 11th graders will take the ACT. In May, anyone registered in an AP class will take an AP exam. And in June, we'll do the spring EOCs for Biology, Math 1, English 2, and CFEs for core courses. And remember, you will receive plenty of advance notice about when those exams are taking place. Quick note about the CMS graduation project. It is required for CMS graduation. It's completed during English 3 and English 4. And remember that although it sometimes is somewhat dreaded by students, for lack of a better word, it really is a very valuable project that teaches you really valuable skills, raises your community awareness and involvement, helps you with public speaking, helps you with large-scale project planning. So you'll have a lot of guidance and help along the way, and I hope that everybody takes this opportunity to embrace the CMS graduation project and make it a valuable experience for yourself. A note about CPCC Career and College Promise. The CPCC courses are open to 11th and 12th graders. CPCC courses are open to 11th and 12th graders. You are able to earn dual high school and college credit. Your tuition and $50 in textbook fees is covered by CMS. And if you would like more information about the Career and College Promise program, please email Mrs. Pickard. Again, when you go back, if you want to go back to the CMS or the eLearning Academy website and access the live link to this presentation, you can click on this link to the eLearning Academy handbook, which answers a lot more questions in depth about the eLearning Academy itself. Here is the contact information for the eLearning Academy staff. Our phone number at school is 980-343-3666. Principal is Tracy Pickard. I am Danielle South, and Mr. Lamb is our social studies teacher. So that brings us to the end of the orientation presentation. Don't forget to complete your questionnaire. As soon as we've completed your questionnaire, I'll be able to send you usernames and passwords so that you can get started on your courses. If you have any questions, please email me or Mrs. Pickard or Mr. Lamb, and we will do our best to get those answered for you. Thank you.